My name's Andy Crowley and this is how to play Desire by U2. This song has just 3 easy chords in it and it's part of my 3-chord song series. If you haven't checked that out yet, please do. We're going to be showing you a very easy beginner way to do it and then a more authentic version like as the record. And we'll also show you the solo in this song as well. Let's get straight in for the close-up. So the 3 chords that we have in this song are a D major, and it's written as a D major, but being technical, it is a D sus2, which means we only have 2 fingers down. So it's a standard D major without the middle finger needing to be down. So just lift it off, make sure that this thinnest E string is ringing out by not actually touching the bottom of the guitar. And that is our D sus2. Then it's an A major chord, which I choose to play and choose to teach in this fashion. However, you can also play the 3 in a line fashion. It's absolutely only dependent on what you're comfortable with. I recommend this method so that to change between the D, the A, and then the next chord, which is the E, we never actually have to lift off that first finger. We just slide it between the 1st and 2nd fret. So that D sus2 to an A major, or the A3 in a line, whichever you prefer. And then it's an E major, which is the first chord that I teach in my beginner's course, the E, played with fingers 1, 2, and 3. Then it's very quickly back to the A, and then back to the E. So the order is D sus2, A, E, A, E, throughout the vast majority of the song, but it's quick changes. So let's just look at those changes first to the correct rhythm, and let me just give you a quick demo of that first of all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we're going for. If you want, you can play along with me now. I'll practice this by pausing the video and then playing it yourself. But let's go from the top just as a slow run through from the D sus2 in 2, 3, 4. D, A, E, A, E. And again, 3, 4, D, A, E, A, E. One last time, 3, 4, D, A, E, A, E. Now that rhythm is actually very famous. It's called the Diddley Rhythm, and it's got this little groove to it, which is really cool. Very offbeat and what we call syncopated. So just not on this count of 1, 2, 3, 4, which I'm sure so many of you beginners have been kind of trying to drill into your head. So here it's really important to listen to the record and listen to what we're playing here and try and mimic that rhythm, because it may be quite alien to you at the moment. If you do play this along to the record is actually in a lower tuning guitar-wise than standard tuning. So standard tuning is E, A, D, G, B, E. We actually want to take that down half a step to the flats, and rather than doing it in this video, because I know not all of you will want to play along to the record, there's a video here which I've done recently which shows you how to get into this E flat tuning. So just taking the pitch of all our strings down half a step, and then it will sound great along to the record. So to recap, we've done the chords in the order that we need to do them. And we've also covered this Diddley rhythm. There's more on that rhythm in my strumming course, but it goes a little bit offbeat. And think of the chorus if you're struggling with it. Desire. Another song that uses this is that I Want Candy song. I want candy. Ba, 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 ba. I want candy. So you've got to mimic that rhythm initially just with 1 strum per chord, but let's have a look at the next section now, which is the bridge. So in the bridge we hang on to this D chord for a whole bar and then play the A major chord for a whole bar. And the lyrics that give you an indication of when that is with a red guitar on fire. And then for the entire rest of the song, we're just doing what we've already done. Desire. off the street. Gonna go where the bright lights and see me. Okay, and it's that red guitar with a red guitar. Just do one strum and let it ring out. On fire, A chord on fire, desire. So that's the structure of the song. Anytime you get to that little bridge section where you can hear it ring out, that's where we're just strumming the D chord once and the A chord once. Other than that, it's this main riff, which we're going to look at the more complex Bo Diddley strumming now, more accurate to the record. So for the authentic strumming pattern for this song, we need to be used to the idea of 16th strumming, which I don't introduce until my improver and intermediate courses at andyguitar.co.uk. If you're following my kind of structured learning path, this is not a beginner technique. But the idea, if you want to give it a go, is to strum 16 times in a down and up motion per bar, which sounds like this. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Now, because this is so fast, there's a lot of movement from the wrist with this, and it's a lot about feel and momentum. So the perfect way to do that is just to lay your fingers over the strings, mute the strings, and then get used to this 16th note pattern. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And it's natural when we do that and when we learn to do that for the first time to accent the beat. The 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And to accent it, we can just play the other ones quieter, rather than having to really overemphasize that main beat. Just play the other ones quieter. But, as I mentioned before, this Bo Diddley rhythm shakes up that main beat. It does not fall. The main pulses of it do not fall on account of 1, 2, 3, or 4. They fall. They do start on 1, but they fall like this. Okay. But there's a trick to this, because I didn't actually accent the strumming side of things. All I did that time was accent when I was pressing down on, in this case, an E chord. And this is the real trick that I feel so many guitarists, especially who learn online through YouTube and things, really miss with their rhythm guitar playing. You may think it's all about which downs and ups you are playing, or I get that a lot in the comments. Why don't you put D's and U's for your strumming patterns? Well, for most harder rhythms, improver and intermediate rhythms, all the strumming hand's doing is just hitting a 16th rhythm, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So playing 16 times per bar, and it's actually when you press down and change in your chords that dictates the rhythm. Listen one more time. All I'm going to do with this hand is just this, strumming 16 times per bar, and what I'm going to do with this hand is press down on the E chord. I'll be muting they're not going to be lifting off the strings at any point, but I'm only pressing down when I want that Bo Diddley strumming to be heard. And that sounds like this. Let me slow that down for you. Now that may be very subtle, but it is everything rhythm guitar wise. Absolutely everything is done far more with coordination and rhythm of the chord changes in the chord hand and the strumming hands just hitting 16th strumming. So to play Desire by U2, to bring it back to this riff, what we're actually going to do is the same as that. The same rhythm, and only pressing down when we want that rhythm to be heard, but we're going to play them in the order that we've learned them in previously. The D, A, E, A, E. And then it will start to be way more authentic to the record. Let me demo that one more time, but you can join in if you want, but we will do a play together in about 20 seconds. 2, 3, 4. That's what we're wanting. Play along with me a little bit slower in 2, 3 and a 4 and a. And pause there. Hopefully that was something that worked for you. If it didn't and it sort of fell apart and you couldn't keep the rhythm going, keep going with that single strums, and then separate to that, try and keep the 16th strumming going just by muting your strings and keeping that going. Maybe along to drum beats, maybe along to other songs, or even ideally along to the record. That's the strumming pattern. Let's get straight on to this little lead line. That's the lead line, and we're sliding from sort of the edge of the, right on the crisp of the 5th fret, but we're actually on the 4th fret, over to 5, and playing the thinnest 2 strings to get this sort of whizzing sound. Bang. We don't hear that. We hear kind of like Johnny B. Good. Very similar idea. And this is at 5th fret, even though you can't see the dots because they're only on the top. Apologies about that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then 3, 2, 0. Now the notes here are very simple really, but it's played at such a speed that again, this is really an improver intermediate kind of little lead line. If you want to check out my easy guitar solos for beginners, give that a search on YouTube or on my website andyguitar.co.uk, and I'll show you some guitar solos that are awesome and really easy to follow for absolute beginners to lead guitar. Let me just show you this one more time if you choose to keep going with it. 2, 3, 4. Slide, pick again, slide, pick again, slide, pick again, 3, 2, 0. And that's 3, 2, 0 just on string 2, but you can keep the thinnest string ringing out. One more time, 2, 3, 4. And that is how to play Desire by U2. Hopefully you have some fun with that one. Check out my website. This song is at level 2 on my website as part of my beginners course. Loads of songs at every level, all structured, easy to hard, to make a full learning syllabus. And we even have an Andy Guitar app coming out very soon. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in another video.